Could a plane that disappeared 37 years ago return with passengers who haven't aged at all? You won't believe this when you hear it. But there are some stories that stick in your mind, even if they aren't true. The date was July 2nd, 1955. Pan American Airways Flight 914 took off from New York bound for Miami. There were 57 passengers and 6 crew members on board. It was a routine flight. Until, how does a plane completely disappear from radar? Shortly after takeoff, the plane vanished from radar screens. No distress call was received, no wreckage was found, not a single piece. Search and rescue teams combed the ocean for days. The result? Absolutely nothing. Pan Am 914 was officially gone. What if it didn't disappear? Years passed, the files were closed. The plane was buried in history as lost. Until 37 years later, until that day that no one could explain. In 1992, personnel working in the control tower at Caracas Airport in Venezuela noticed something strange on the radar screen. An old model plane. A familiar logo, Pan Am. If a missing plane returned, what would you ask first? When the plane landed on the runway, everyone froze. The serial number on the plane, 914. The pilot asked over the radio, "Why couldn't we get permission to land in Miami?" The controller replied, "This isn't Miami. The year is 1992. How can 37 years just vanish?" Allegedly, the passengers were in a panic. Their clothes were from the 1950s. None of them had aged. None of them remembered time passing. The pilot didn't believe what the control tower was saying. He panicked. And this is where the story breaks. The plane suddenly started its engines, took off again, and disappeared from sight once more. This time into infinity. So what is the truth? There is no flight Pan Am 914 in official aviation records. This story was published in a magazine years ago and spread by word of mouth, becoming a modern legend. But let me ask, why do people want to believe stories about time in particular? Could some planes really have landed in the wrong time? Perhaps the story is telling us time may not be as solid as we think, and maybe some flights land in places they never reached.